Everyone likes to talk about the stars of the NBA. MVPs, all NBA players. But to win championships, you must have elite role players as well. Or what they say, depth. So today, I'm naming the most underrated player on each NBA team. There's 30 of them, so sit tight. Some of these players will be future superstars, and they're showing signs of eliteness. They just need a bigger opportunity to show it off. And all of them, they're better players than you think. Or at least based on what I've seen. They deserve more love, and let's start with the East. Starting with the Celtics. Before I get this off, this is my favorite player in the league on my favorite team, so you're allowed to disagree. I genuinely believe Payton Pritchard is an all-star level player. I put him in the same tier as Jalen Brunson or peak Trey Young. In my eyes, he's a top 3 to 5 shooter, and a massive reason why Boston is a top 2 seed right now. His confidence, shot creation, physical play style, footwork, it's pretty elite if you ask me. And he's literally the best isolation scorer in the NBA. A lot of people don't like to talk about that. If he had a team built around him where he's the number 1 option, he'd be known as the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. Next team, the Brooklyn Nets. Their most underrated player is Nolan Traore. He's a rookie, and he's super elite, slim, and super quick. He has high IQ and effort levels, which means he makes good decisions at full speed. He understands the game at a high level and always keeps his head up. One of the best rookies in the class, if you ask me. He's teammates with Josh Minott, so I'll be paying attention. Moving on to the New York Knicks. Their most underrated player is Tyler Kolek. He's a lefty, which makes him pretty unorthodox automatically, which is a nice advantage, and I value high effort and high IQ. He has both. If he had more minutes, I believe he'd be making more noise. I think he's proven that multiple times already. Horrible 3-point celebration though, whatever the... You know what I'm saying? Moving on to the Sixers. Their most underrated player, Quentin Grimes. Sixers Twitter has been hating on my boy. They traded Jerry McCain and kept him, so they're like, why would you do that? They wanted to get rid of Grimes instead. McCain is lit, but so is Grimes. He's an elite two-way player, and he gives full effort at all times. I think he's just struggling right now to fit in with this particular team because they don't want to give him a bigger role, you know? If he had a little more trust to attack a defense, he'd be producing a lot more, and people wouldn't be hating so much. It's all good. He's going to bounce back. Maybe he'll come to the Celtics. I think he's pretty legit. The next team, the Toronto Raptors. Their most underrated player is Jakob Poeltl. He's fundamentally sound with incredible touch around the rim. That's very nice to have as a big man. And he has a great feel for the game. If he's healthy, which is pretty uncommon these days, the Raptors are a serious problem in the East. I would not want to see them in the playoffs if Jakob Poeltl is 100%. He plays the right way, he's just often injured. Next, the Chicago Bulls. Their most underrated player is Trey Jones. True point guard, I love his game. He's a confident shooter with an elite change of pace. It's pretty beautiful. If you jump for a pump fake, you're dead. He makes the right play, and it's visually smooth as eggs. Him and MPJ, they shoot the ball similar. Kind of looks like they practice together. Seems to be pretty effective. Moving on to the next team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their most underrated player is Sam Merrill. Killer catch and shoot guy, but also defends elite guards pretty well. So I trust him to get a stop, unless it's against the Celtics. He has a high IQ, especially with his off-ball movement. He finds open space well, and he knows how to use pump fakes pretty well. He's gonna shoot it with confidence, and with that skill, it's probably going to go in if he's shooting it confidently. It's a pretty great weapon to have in the playoffs, unless it's against the Celtics. Moving on to the Detroit Pistons. Their most underrated player, Dennis Jenkins. Undrafted in 2024, now an elite role player on the number 1 seed in the East. He could start in this league, potentially. He moves like a confident star. He's not afraid to shoot. He plays hard. The usual. Reliable on both ends. So, the Pistons, unfortunately, got lucky here. They got a good one. Moving on to the Indiana Pacers. Their most underrated player, the young guy, Johnny Furphy. He tore his ACL this season. It's pretty messed up. But this kid is a special athlete. Ridiculous, I'd say. With a high IQ. Reminds me of a man in Asar Thompson. Just like his athleticism. Hopefully that doesn't change because of the torn ACL. I'm praying for him. This is just a hiccup in his career. I see a bright future ahead. Moving on to the Milwaukee Bucks. Their most underrated player, Ryan Rollins. Most improved player in my eyes, unless it's Kada. I'd vote for that. But if not, I got Ryan Rollins. Somehow he's not in the top 5 rankings last time I checked for most improved. If that's the case, the award means nothing. He got to finish at least top 2. Since Dame's been gone, back in a Blazers uniform when he comes back, Rollins been elite, running the point guard for the Bucks. Him and KPJ, or Kevin Porter Jr., they've been keeping the Bucks looking competitive. I don't see them beating the Celtics in any kind of series, though, even if they're fully healthy. Moving on to the Atlanta Hawks, their most underrated player, Zachary Risachet, a former #1 pick. He's been getting flamed on the internet as of late. Some fans are doubting him pretty heavily, but I'm not one of them. Looks like he might have lost a little confidence. He's less aggressive out there on the court. Maybe the train noise affected him. I believe he'll turn it around. I don't think he'll be a bust. Right now, he's looking like a bust, but I don't think he'll be a bust because still a lot of time to go. Moving on to the Charlotte Hornets, their most underrated player, Ryan Kalkbrenner. One of my favorite rookie centers, probably second behind Derek Queen. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was, like before I saw him play. He protects the paint pretty well. He looks a little goofy out there, but that's all good because he doesn't play goofy. He's not actually goofy. He just has a goofy style of running, to me, at least. The Hornets are really building something here. Oh yeah, they really got some depth at all spots. And it's only the beginning. They're about to make some real noise. Wouldn't want to see them in the first round of this playoffs. That could be a real possibility for us because we're probably going to finish as the 2nd seed. They'll probably finish as the 7th or 8th seed. Should be interesting. Moving on to the Miami Heat. Their most underrated player, drumroll please, Pele Larson. Dude's going to be a problem. Any place for Miami, as a Celtics fan, I hate seeing this. Big guard, shoots it well, smart, plays hard. Everything that I like in a player. With consistent minutes, he's going to be reliable in the playoffs, I'm sure. Moving on to the Orlando Magic. Their most underrated player, Tristan da Silva. He reminds me of Franz and Paulo. He's a versatile wing, makes the right plays, and shoots it with confidence. If he becomes and proves himself as an elite defender, that wing trio might be a little crazy, especially if one's coming on off the bench. You always have an elite wing out there for you. 1, maybe 2 at a time. The Magic panic needs to relax. They're a bunch of young guys. If they're not competing for a title right now, it's going to be soon. They have all the tools, and Da Silva is one of them. Moving on to the Washington Wizards. Their most underrated player, Justin Champagnie. He's a pretty elite rebounder for his size. A twin. His twin with the Spurs. Pretty similarly elite. If he gets 30-plus minutes, he'll probably average a double-double. Moving on to the Western Conference. Starting with the Denver Nuggets, their most underrated player is Julian Strawther. I like how he moves both ends of the floor, tries hard. Nice jump shot and nice floater. Good at using the bank, getting to his spots, using angles. Reminds me of Jamal Murray a little bit, just how they move with the ball. And just them playing together, you're going to see similarities in their game. I just like guards that move like that. Moving on to the Minnesota Timberwolves, their most underrated player, Ayo Dosunmu. The Wolves got a real dog in Ayo Dosunmu. Prime years incoming. He's right around that age. He's super smart, super quick. So if he's coming off the bench, that's pretty crazy. Some serious depth right there. Moving on to the Oklahoma City Thunder, their most underrated player, Kenrich Williams. I think he might be the least talked about Thunder player, low key. Every time I watch though, he plays his role perfectly. He shoots it well. I feel like I never see him miss. He seems like a good glue guy on the bench for them. He's definitely a big reason why OKC is elite. You're always getting good minutes out of him. Moving on to the Portland Trail Blazers. Their most underrated player, Hansen Young. Unfortunately, he's struggling right now. But context is pretty important here. He doesn't really know English at all. He's in the beginning stages of learning. So language barrier, coming to a new country, drafted into a team where he's like the very last option at the big man spot. It's not looking too great, but once he's comfortable, he will ascend. His skill and IQ translate, just not in English yet. Once he learns that, I think he's going to be pretty good. So patience is key, is what they say. Moving on to the Utah Jazz. Their most underrated player, Svi Mykhailiuk, former Celtic. That's my guy. He's a true professional. I've only ever heard good things about him, but he just never gets a lot of minutes. He stays ready to play hard, no matter what. He has a lot of confidence, kind of moves like white chocolate. He just has a lot of swag. If he ends up on the Celtics again, that'd be pretty cool. Moving on to the Golden State Warriors. Their most underrated player, Gui Santos. That gooey boy. He has a high IQ and a lot of confidence, and he gets buckets. It's kind of crazy. I never seen this guy before. First time I ever seen him, he started getting buckets. Crazy. He was like a 55th draft pick, so seeing him have that much confidence coming in and scorch, it's pretty impressive. Hopefully, Steve Kerr doesn't bench him like he did to Kuminga for being too elite. That'd be a shame. Moving on to the LA Clippers. Their most underrated player, Benedict Mathurin. I call him Mather him. He's an elite scorer, pretty intimidating force, not gonna lie. If I seen him in the charging down the lane, I wouldn't want him to run me over. He's not always efficient, but he competes hard. And if you play soft on defense, he's gonna bully you. Pretty intense competitor. Moving on to the LA Lakers. Their most underrated player, Jake LaRavia. Probably my favorite Laker besides Luka and Austin Reeves. It's that guy that Anthony Edwards was like, who's number 12? Jake LaRavia is number 12. If he plays big minutes, he performs well. Go ahead and sit LeBron out. I'd like to see LaRavia play more. Even Rui, LaRavia instead. Bigger role equals bigger opportunities to shine, and with that skill, he's going to shine. Especially next to Luka, Austin Reeves, and Kennard. That Lakers team is going to be nice once they start figuring out that hierarchy, aka eliminate LeBron James from the roster. Moving on to the Phoenix Suns. Their most underrated player, Oso Ighodaro. This dude has some pretty elite potential. He's pretty tall and athletic as heck, and he's pretty smart out there. So using all those in that big old body, he's a pretty crazy lob threat. Good hands, he could catch the ball, and good instincts. Like, he could find an open space, cut to it, catch it, dunk, alley-oop, dunk. He's just a good basketball player with elite highlight potential. Move on. Next team is the Sacramento Kings. Their most underrated player, Maxime Reynaud. Very skilled big. That's been cooking in fantasy. I had him on my team for a little bit. And that's how I found him. He can shoot it. If you sag off, your swag's off. I think he deserves more recognition. I believe he's a rookie too, so it's pretty impressive. Moving on to the Dallas Mavericks. Their most underrated player, Tyus Jones. Turns out Tyus Jones was a free agent. He signed with the Nuggets. So the new underrated Maverick, Khris Middleton. And this one is interesting. Khris himself said he doesn't think he's good enough to give Cooper Flag advice. That's crazy to me. He's already proven that he's elite. He's a champion, all-star, and proven to be clutch. He's humble enough to question if his voice matters. That tells you a lot about his character. He might not be in his prime years anymore, but he still shows signs of being a productive vet in this league. And Dallas, that's the perfect spot for him. Young stars need experience around them. Someone who's been there before, and Khris has been there before, even if he doesn't see himself as qualified to give advice. I think his presence alone is pretty valuable. Moving on to the next Texas team, the Houston Rockets. Their most underrated player, Reed Sheppard. He was a top 3 pick for a reason. He just needs more freedom to play and make mistakes so he can learn from them. His skill set is kind of exactly what his team needs right now, and they've been putting him on the bench. Ime Udoka, former Celtics coach. I'm glad we got rid of you. He brought that upon himself, actually. Just let Reed play 20 to 30 minutes a game. Let him get those shots off, build some rhythm, get some reps in. I think he'd be cooking right now if he just had more time to practice and play. Holding him back by having him on the bench is holding your team back. And moving on to the Memphis Grizzlies, their most underrated player, Ty Jerome. I used to think he was trash and that I could guard him. I was like, why is he in the NBA? But that was just me judging the book by his cover because I'd never seen him play at that point. I believed he played for the Warriors at that time. That's why you can't judge a book by his cover, because that shit is often wrong. He moves smooth, like eggs, and he shoots it confidently. Just a good basketball player in a non-athletic, non-cool looking body. But, whoa, pause. He seems like a pretty great hooper, and I can admit when I'm wrong. 6th man of the year potential, for sure. I think he was in the running against Pritchard last year. I already knew that he had that potential, but now even more so, because I've seen him play a couple more times, and it's pretty good. Moving on to the New Orleans Pelicans. Their most underrated player is Trey Murphy III. Trey Murphy is a savage. He doesn't get talked about enough, but he's really a star in this league. Some of the best highlights I've ever seen come from Trey Murphy. He's a pretty tall guy, elite shooter, skinny, so he's fast and explosive. His team's just losing, and he's teammates with Zion Williamson, so he doesn't get that much shine. Most of the attention's on Zion and his weight loss journey and all that. So he's often overlooked, but not by me. I see that. I see you, Trey. He's probably like, other than Pritchard, I'd say he's probably like the best on this list. Last but not least, the San Antonio Spurs. Their most underrated player, Luke Kornet. Former Celtic, I love him for life. Outside of Boston's backup centers, Luke might be the best backup center in the NBA. He's always having a good time, it seems, smiling and shit. But he's smart and professional, and a good friend, it seems. You know exactly what you're getting with Luke, and that's pretty valuable. And that's it, all 30 teams and their most underrated players. The NBA is deeper than ever now. Stars get attention, but depth wins games. A lot of these underrated guys are one opportunity away from flipping the narrative and then becoming a star. Remember these names? Bookmark this video. Save it. Some of them in the very near future won't be so underrated anymore. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like on the video. And don't forget to subscribe. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. That's real. If I missed your favorite, most underrated player on your favorite team or anything like that, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to know. Appreciate you for watching. My name is Mata. Peace.